Break out that champagne. Nice reserve nigga wine. Get right with your vibe. It's just me and you doing what you wanna do. I treat your body just like food. Cause your body, my body, don't give it up to nobody. That's all I ask, that's all I ask you, girl. And I be there when you need me, and I pull up on repeat. That's every time. I mean every time. Remind me of them summer nights. Reasons why I make you mine.
Earl Stevens Mango Scotto keeps a cutty cool when the heat is on.
And what's cracking with y'all folks? Westside Live. Coach Cuddy in the building. My man Donnie Bills, 10 minutes late. I gotta fix my Kango, bro. Shot. But yeah, we already got our fly guest, King Conference legend, got championships, credible father, my bro Shot, been holding me down since 79. Without further ado, let's bring in the incomparable Mark Ricks. What up, Cuddy?
Hey, how you doing, man?
What up with it, bro? Shot?
Man, just finished watching that awesome game.
Yeah, I was actually watching it. Can you picture that? I'm watching basketball, Mark.
Hey, listen, this is my first time sitting around watching a whole game.
Man, the last game was interesting, so they caught my attention.
Right. How you doing?
Man, I ain't got no complaints, man. Just had to break out a fresh go beyond the game for this final occasion.
I see, man.
Yeah, man.
I see you.
Our boy Donnie Bills is running a little late, but he's like, hold him down. He'll be here in 8 more minutes.
Oh, okay. It's all good.
But yeah, man, let's get into it then, Mark. This is like this a man cave show right here, Mark. You know, you can be you, man. This ain't no G-rated stuff right here. We
So
usually
what?
cover sport. We usually cover sports and you
Uh-huh.
know give my youngsters some game.
Yeah,
But
I
this
should
ain't
have been on here.
this ain't hip hop dance stories right here. This is a whole different format right here, Mark.
Right. I should have been on here.
Bro, we know the right time. The timing is everything, Cuddy. You know that.
Right.
Yeah.
How do I make my screen bigger? Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
What's going on? What you got over there, Brody?
Man, I'm not doing nothing, man. Just sitting around. I watched the full game, man. I was just sitting here dozing off, you know.
That's right. Like
I
I said, it's some shit like I want to know, even though I've been knowing you since 79.
There was some good years, huh?
And yeah, man, but just hearing like other stories from other people who wasn't at Wilshire
Right.
around the neighborhood, like my boy B Love, you know, like every cat that knew you from childhood, all they say was how fast your ass was. Like, Mark, all that nigga was fast. Like, fast was always attached to your name.
Hey,
So
listen.
you came out the womb like that. Like, tell us about that speed.
Well, a lot of people didn't know. I used to race my grandmother in the street. My grandmother used to walk us to the store. You know how we used to walk to the store back in the day, grocery stores and everywhere. And then my grandmother used to get in the middle of the street and tell everybody, "Come on, let's race." And then it really started from that because it was a shock to me as a little kid, seeing your grandmother racing everybody in the middle of the street. You know, like all of a sudden she'll say, "Come on, y'all want to race?" You know what I mean? So, you know, it was always I'm asking other kids or whatever, "Come on, let's race." And then playing in the street, touch. I don't see no kids doing that no more. You know, playing touch, and then we used to make up our own little track meets around in the area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Race. Grady, this guy named Grady, man. He used to have all the kids. We used to put together a track meet racing around the corner like like I guess that would be like a 400 or something, but a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It wasn't no just race to the street light to street light. Y'all race around the corner. You the first one back. You know what I mean? So we stuff like that. And then playing throw up tackle with the older kids. So I didn't want to get tackled by that big self. You know what I mean? It was touch. It was touch on the cement and tackle on the grass. So a lot of kids got tackled on the cement.
yeah. I remember them days.
Yeah. So
I
that
remember them days.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have some cold little games up at was that Saturn?
No. Actually, I went to 24th.
You went to 24th.
Yep, I went to 24th. Yep, yep, yeah, man. But we did
Yeah,
have old games. I think me and Harold Miner was the only ones that got a chance to play with the older kids.
damn.
Yeah.
So Mark,
Go ahead.
you been your own man, had your own character. Like I said, we was little kids, we looked up to Lance Swan, all the running backs went number 32, like our boy Aki Davis and shit like that.
Right.
But you like I said, you was dope, your uniform was sweet, and you rocked number 10. Like it was no number 10s like, Roger Staubach was 12, Terry Bradshaw was 12. Like what made you go with your own identity at such a young age?
Well, actually, it was I went with number 10 because man,
Steve Barkowski?
no, no. Listen, I stayed in the jungle on Nicolette when I was young too, and he played with the Rams. What was his name, man? Ended up playing receiver. Um, he played for Dorsey. I think he was number 10, and all I used to see is him wearing his jersey around, all the time, his white jersey. And he wore number 10, number 10, number 10. So when I signed up for Wilshire, you know, I was like, I want number 10 because I used to see him wearing number 10, all the time. But my first Pop Warner team, my choice wasn't Wilshire. It wasn't Wilshire at all. I wanted to play went and signed up for Culver City. That was in '78, but they told me I was too young to play for Culver City, and I was like, "Well, can I be a water boy?" You know what I mean? And they was like, "Oh, we don't have those or whatever like that." So my mama, she took me to Hamburger City to make it all better for a chili cheeseburger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So number 10 came from I need the Aaron Aaron
Aaron Cox?
Aaron Cox. Bam.
What?
Yeah, Aaron Cox. Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. That's why I wore number 10, because at Dorsey he wore number 10. Yep.
Wow.
And they used to wear it around all the time, his jersey. So I was like, okay, when I sign up, I'm wearing number 10. So yeah. And then my look came from one day we was weighing in at LA High, and LA had I think they had a scrimmage game, and all of them was sitting on top of the benches. And then we were weighing in, and you can see all the players on top because LA had we used to wait like right by the locker room, and you can see them on top. And these dudes was looking so sweet. They had they had the headbands on their neck. They had wristbands all over, the light blue, the navy blue, and white. So I said, "Oh, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do, huh?" Okay. So that next week, you better believe I had my purple, white, and purple wristbands everywhere. You know what I mean? And my number 10 towel. One of my teammates' dad made my towel. It was a purple towel with a black number 10 on it. So yeah, that's how it all started. Yeah.
Damn, Mark. So I'm gonna move up. We're gonna come back when Donnie Bills get on.
Okay.
So let's get back into like that transition from matter of fact, college going to the pros. Because I heard Marcellus Wiley, he was saying about all the intangibles it takes to get into the NFL. He said you have to be dope, your speed and all that. And he said, but it's a whole bunch of other shit that goes into it too. Now, for people that don't know, like myself and other people that don't know the politics of football, what are those other things he's talking about?
Well, you
He
know
didn't want
what?
to speak on it too much. Like I said, I don't know if it's a code of ethics or something.
Listen, yeah, I I have no regrets on my career of where it went and things like that. Because they came and got me late when I was 33. Really, they really came. Actually, they came and got me before um, in college, but I signed a contract with the Canadian League first, and bad advice from an agent or whatever. Um, because I thought that we can, you know, tear the contract up after an NFL team called me, which the Raiders did call me, and then they was like, "Why you signed the contract? We told you we was gonna get you." You know what I mean? Because I went up there and worked out in El Segundo. I took my longtime friend, Bubba. You know Bubba. You know, we went up to
Yeah.
El Segundo. I worked out for him. It was a great workout. Bud was like, "Man, they own you. They own you." You know what I mean? And I was just doing my stuff, normal stuff. You know what I mean? So we went up there and we left with some good vibes or whatever, and not really tripping because you work so hard throughout the years, and it's we like, oh shit, it's supposed to happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We was kind of dumbing it down, but at the same time, we was like, okay, yeah, okay, it's on then. So after they called, they was like, man, you signed with the Canadian League, George Karras. And I'm like, man, I had the advice was if you guys call, I can tear the contract up. And they was like, no, it don't work like that. Now you just gotta, we gotta buy you out. So I was like, oh, so make a long story short, I only had one agent. And after that, I didn't have no agent. You know what I mean? So, it was all the contracts was done by me and my wife or whatever. So every contract I did, we did it, out of
That's a fact.
13 years. You know what I mean? So the politics is, you got to know somebody basically, and
Mm-hmm.
they do come get you. Don't get me wrong, they come get you, but you know what I mean. Sometimes I feel like the best really don't get a chance to get there. You know what I mean? And then you see a lot of people get deterred from the chase of playing football, man. Football is a great thing. I take nothing. I have no regrets. You know what I mean? That was something that I did, and I enjoyed, to
Mm-hmm.
the utmost. Um, I wouldn't say it was easy for me, but it was easy for me. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I worked. I got up early and worked. You know what I mean? From weight room to running to watching film and things like that. You know what I mean? But um, yeah, man, it's you just gotta grind, and if it's something that you want, you got to keep grinding, and you can't really like. I always tell the kids like you can't really let another man determine your wealth. You know what I mean? Like nowadays, everybody's working out. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's working out. Everybody's doing feet work. So now you got to do something different. You got to be that guy that you got to be able to work out by yourself. Nobody's working out by themselves anymore. Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you got to know that shoot. When that knock on the door comes, because it's cut time. You're gonna
Yeah.
show up. You're gonna show up to camp and shit. You got like damn near 20 guys in your position. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And everybody that went to college, everybody, put a little work in, and everybody was great. Got good highlights and all that stuff. But you got to set yourself apart at all times, as far as like being on point with film, being on point, you know, in meetings, paying attention, and really getting out there on the field, putting it together. You know what I mean? Um, like one mistake can get you back, shit, eighth on the depth chart or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, shout out our bro shot Sir Paxton's in the house. That's my guy right
Packy
there.
Poo.
Hey,
Listen,
Sir Paxton,
hey,
that's my
hey,
guy.
hey, check this out. Me and Paxton, boy, we used to lock up stuff on at Santa Monica College, man. It was tough. Look, I think
Uh-huh.
I went through my what is that? My politics at Santa Monica College. Paxton to tell you too. I was ready to get up out of there so bad. I was ready to go. You know, I was ready to go to Southwest. I was like, come on, Pack, fuck that. Let's go to Southwest. Pack was like, no, man, no. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. But we used to lock stuff up, man, at Santa
Yeah,
Monica College. Yeah,
that's right.
Paxton too. Paxton,
Let me bring
listen,
Johnny
Paxton
Bills
is one
in.
of my best friends, man. I love that dude, man. I love Paxton, man. I don't. I wish he was still down here. We really was a wreck shop up,
Man, I want him down here bad.
huh?
I tell him all the time. I'll be on his neck every day.
Hey, but he doing well up there. I'm proud of
Johnny
Paxton.
Bills, yeah. What up, Cuddy?
What's going on, bro? Shot?
Oh, we just chopping
What's
up
up,
some game.
Coach?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, but check this out though, Mark. Since we on that and like go beyond the game, like I said, I always tell I don't tell them because I see them. Like
Uh
even
huh.
when Donnie Bills and Jelani and them ain't listening to me or listen to the OGs, they constantly watching. So
Uh
that
huh.
brings me to even though like when you went to the Raiders, no internet, no nothing, but everybody in LA was talking about that. I remember that.
Huh.
And I remember when you used to kick science on how you bet on yourself when you got to the Arena League and got the incentive deal. Like
Yeah.
when I got into the editing game, I took that knowledge you gave me and applied that to my life over here. I
Right.
always picked on all the game you always gave me.
Hey,
I ain't
man.
gonna lie, you had us wanting to play in the Arena League. Niggas was like, fuck the
Brody,
NFL. I'm trying to go do that. That's sweet right there.
bro,
Hey,
Mark had
listen.
me watching every single game.
Hey,
I ain't never seen a
Bruh,
game since.
I am an Avengers fan to the day I
hey. It was
die.
Bro,
funny. It's funny because like when I was in the Canadian League, they called, um, and I was like, Arena League, what? I'm not playing on that little ass field. And then the Canadian League in 1995 was going it was going bankrupt. So I was like, really? I was like, okay, well, let me shit. Dave Urick called from St. Louis. I was like, well, shit, let me try it. All right, Dave, what's going on? I'll come try it, man. And when I got there, it wasn't nothing but one on ones, and
Yeah,
and I like to play man to man, and I
yeah.
was like, oh, this is cool, and you didn't have no room to make no mistakes because the field was so small. You know what I mean? And if you can cover in arena league, you can cover everywhere. Especially you got safeties over top of you. You playing man to man, you playing cover two, cover three, and all that stuff. In the arena, it wasn't no help. You
Yeah, you
know,
got that arc motion.
Man, yeah, and
Yeah.
that's who I had. I had the high motion every game. You know what I
Mm,
mean? So if you can cover in arena football, you can cover on that big field easy. You
yeah.
know what I mean? So my workouts was covering, you know, you know, guys like Alan Pitts and Pee Wee Smith and
Mm,
Charlie Collins. Charlie Collins, I was in Santa Monica College. Me and Paxton used to go up to West LA and get some DB work with them dudes with
mm,
Charlie Collins. The great Coach C. You know,
that's hard.
hey
yeah,
man, what y'all gotta bring in two things too, because that shit touching my life. One, nigga, the games and the audience was so live because you was getting a lot of sisters coming by themselves because they would get free tickets at work and shit like that. And the
mm-hmm.
Facts.
next thing you know, we be chilling with Nate Dogg and Warren G be up in there.
Huh.
Everybody kicking it. And two, Mark was a true player. Mark always had us front row seats, even though front row was too close because we
Yeah.
couldn't because Jelani couldn't see over the players. But Mark had us front row, 50-yard line anytime we wanted to come, bro. Shot.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, every time he wanted to come, he laid it out. But man, them games were so live, man.
Yeah, Arena League is hard. I got a homie that play in the IFL right now. He that guy. But
Right.
Mm,
he was playing for the San Diego Strike Force, but now he played for the Frisco Fighters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Marquise Rogers. He went to Sarah High School.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's the guy. Cause remember they didn't have a true running back in the Arena League. They would use a lineman
Right.
because there was an extension of the line with there not really being five
Linebacker.
linemen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel me? But now they're actually using skilled players at that running back spot, just handing
Hmm.
it to them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you can go. because so like you said,
Yeah, we
if you
had
could
real
play,
linebackers. Uh-huh.
yeah,
I
for real,
listen, I had a real running back. He played he was a big running back. He was like a Henry, you know
yeah,
what I mean? Uh
Uh,
and Bernard Hall. Bernard Hall, he was going to the Rams right after our season with the St. Louis Stampede, but he broke his leg just like your boy did, but his was way worse. Conor McGregor, he broke his leg just like that. His
mm,
his his came out his shoe though. You know what I mean? And he had high tops on.
mm,
And he was going to camp right after the season, man. And he broke his leg, his foot like that. And that was like the end of his career. But he was a real linebacker running back, you know what I mean? So
mm.
yeah, I guess that and the times has changed far as, man, we was making some decent money, you know what I mean? And I coached with the LA Kids too. And
Oh yeah, I forgot about the
things
kid.
was definitely different then, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Things were definitely different. So, if you are owner, if you can own a team, that would be a great look. You know what I mean? That would be a great look. Hey
Young
son.
Rick finna up next. What up,
Yeah,
Rick?
young Rich.
Hey
Yeah,
son, how you
you
doing,
are up
man?
next. Don't worry about nothing. We got you.
Man, hey, they looking
Right.
for players at St. Bernard's because after the little debacle, I talked to Steve today, just now.
Oh, I told you he
It just
remember you.
happened like
Hey,
that. It
listen,
just
we
happened
talked
like
about
that.
that. Yeah,
It just
remember how we talked about that?
but
Like,
he was up there to say he need some kids, so I'm like, I could create a pipeline and whatnot though,
hmm
Uh, he was saying what was going on up there, but he was up there with CJ Fullwilder.
okay.
Yeah, and Coach Hale was up there. Coach
Mm,
Hale was like, "Hey, y'all need to meet Don." You feel me? He got the shit that you talking about. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So, that's
And
what
I
I'm on.
stressed that. Listen, when I talked to him a couple of weeks ago, because one of our kids was gonna go in, he was gonna enroll there, and they
Mm,
called me while he was sitting there, and I had a conversation with Steve. I was like, "You got to get a Pop Warner team up here," and he was just saying how everybody left and things like that. I was like, "You got to get a Pop Warner team," and he was asking me
yeah.
what I coached and things like that
Up there at St. Bernard's.
at St. Bernard's. Yeah,
I'm down to always elevate and have more control, but I always do pride myself on, even if I can just do something still, not jumping through the hoops, but climbing the ladder. So if I do 1 year in the Snoop League, we go boot something up at St. Bernard's and get right. Like, it is what it is.
right,
It's all about having control to do right versus just having control at all. So
exactly.
yeah, but yeah, I was talking to him today, seeing what can go on, and it ain't a bad place to be though. Up
No,
there.
it's not. Hey, you doing an excellent job out there. I tell you all the time, man. I'm
Mhm.
proud of you, man.
Thank you,
You know,
man.
it's a lot of trainers out there, and it's a lot of things. You see a lot of stuff, man. I like what you're doing, and I'm
For
proud of
sure.
you, man. For
For
real.
sure.
You know what I
Appreciate that.
mean? It's
Yeah.
always good to see people that you seen grow as a youngster in the
Hmm.
city of LA. Y'all can sit back and watch them doing their thing, whatever. And I really appreciate that because
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You like, oh, they was listening. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
always seen greatness and things like that. But
Right.
is he really listening though? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So yeah,
respect.
I always seen some good stuff in you, and you could tell like how I used to work as a teenager. You could tell the hunger and the discipline and things like that. What the game teach, discipline and action, right?
Right.
So
Correct.
that's what it was. You had your discipline, and you could tell how when you working the kids out. I just sit back and watch. I don't tell you, but I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
I just sit back and watch. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. For real. That's real, man. That's
Yeah.
what I be on. But people always be like, "Oh man, you different. You different." And I know I'm different in today's game with trainers and coaches, but I always tell the man, the people that I was that had me up under their wing when they was better than me. Yeah, they was doing what I'm doing to the same degree. So that's all I know is to like be serious about the youth, be serious about the community, is
Right.
to grow and develop. That's what y'all did for us. You know what I'm saying? So why would I come into this game and not even do half that? I'm gonna do that and some more. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That's how I see it. So I gotta commend y'all and appreciate y'all for just being good teachers too. Because sometimes is he listening, but sometimes they're like, "What are you talking about as an instructor?" You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? The kid might not really be receiving your message just because you thought you laid it out. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? You might have to redirect your coaching style, your teaching style, like for the day or maybe for that kid, or find just how to come differently. You know, I had to learn that because I come a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? So I had to
Now,
learn how to meet in the middle.
and that's how a true leader have to, you know
Hmm.
what I mean, run his ship, because
Right.
everybody is not going to get it the same. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? If you coaching a team, some kids can get it just like that. Other kids, are a little bit different. Some kids you got to yell at them or whatever like that, and make
Hmm.
them do up downs and all that. They get it like that. You know what I mean? Especially as far as paying attention and going out there and doing their assignment or whatever like that.
Right.
Everybody has different, you know what I mean, ways to recept things or whatever. And
Right.
see how you talking. You ready, man. You ready
Yeah.
to you ready to run
Yeah.
your own ship like you doing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know
For
what I mean?
sure.
But I see even bigger, man. I see bigger. You
Yeah.
know, I see bigger. I definitely see bigger, man.
For sure. You always
Yeah.
got to go big, man.
It's a trip too, watching him. Had to step back for a second, seeing him work out. I mean, coach with Michael Hale. And I'm like,
Mhm.
damn, this is like a really full circle. But let me
Yeah.
ask you, I asked Michael Hale last week.
Uh huh.
Um, like I said, y'all was the stars of the team, so y'all didn't get slapped in the helmet as much as we did and shit by the coaches.
No.
But
Uh-uh.
but
You play for Coach
but
Russell. You played for Coach Russell.
Coach Russell, yeah, you caught it anyway.
Hey, he
Yeah.
didn't get. Hey,
But
listen.
you and Michael Doyle, like none of y'all brought that King Conference style. Like I know the game has changed, but
Mhm.
sometimes you just pick up on shit as a kid and keep it with you. But
Right.
you and Mike, y'all coach totally different from Sam, Dozier, Russell, Grant. Like y'all didn't bring none of that to y'all style. Like, did y'all say, okay, that's wrong, let me improve on this? Or did you just go with the game? Like, how did you make that transition from being, the old style coach to the upgraded new style right now?
I learned early, man, and then also playing too. You know, um, each level it was different ways to communicate with certain guys or whatever like that. You know what I mean? Because when you have, just say you have a secondary and we all in a meeting, and then we all get ready to get on the field, and if one person make a mistake, that's the whole secondary. You know what I mean? Going with the ones, going with the twos or threes or whatever the case may be. Some of the guys didn't really receive information the way coaches was giving it out. You know what I mean? So I learned like, damn, okay. So you got to really like tell him this, and you have to be patient with certain people. You know what I mean? Now the kids that need that extra push because they're just we got some asshole kids now. There's some asshole kids now, for real. You know, it's unfortunate, but we do have those kind of kids that need that tough love and that good structure because their dynamic is a little bit different. You know what I mean? But then you have those kids who coming from you know a softer side of a family to where you can't really get at them like that because they're shut down. You know what I mean? So you have to be in between. You have to know your kids first and foremost. You have to, you know,
Piece of
if
water.
you want to get the best situation out of them. You know what I mean? But I learned playing on the next level, college, and then going professional that everybody's not going to retain that same image. But they're in your group, and if they're fucking up in your group, then that goes against y'all. You know what I mean? So. But I also understand this, that when it's time for cuts, they ain't gonna cut your group. They're gonna cut that individual too. So you definitely have to get the information, and then you have guys that just that's naturally talented, but just don't understand schemes and things like that because they wasn't taught. You'd be surprised these big schools don't really teach don't really teach like that. You know what I
Man,
mean?
I be
Because they
working with
expect you
kids as
to
a
jump.
trainer, and they
Man,
be like, "Bro, what school you said you go to? Who you play
yeah.
for, bro?"
They
Like,
don't they don't even understand leverages, staying inside, because they have the luxury of their front interior. You know what I mean? Like because they front interior shoot, it's different. 2.5 seconds, they coming.
Yeah,
So they can they
yeah,
can
yeah.
freestyle.
You got 4-2, 4-3, 4-4 on the
Yeah,
D
you
line
can,
now.
yeah. So they coming, because when
You
I
ain't got
coach
to
with the
cover
LA
at DB
Kids,
now.
you know, I coached with the LA Kids, and we went through 26 DBs, man.
Damn,
26. So,
damn,
you know, yeah.
that's crazy. But now you right though. DBs you ain't got to cover now because that all that shit is 1-2 seconds. The ball gone. You either scored on or it's an incomplete or he
Now,
sacked.
listen, and I think somebody just mentioned a player, Dorian Hope.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Listen, man, Dorian Hope was the year before when we had Dorian Hope. Um, D1 was the head coach. Dorian Hope was a must play. You hear me?
Mm,
But his size was 6'1". You know what I mean? He was, and I was like, oh no, we finna make him a corner. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And Dorian Hope was, he liked to play and he was a fun guy. But once I put that attention to him and really start to teach him the game, how to jam somebody on the line, we switched his number from 83 to 0. You
Mm,
hear me? And Dion was like, "You gets nothing." So his number was 0. You know what I mean? So he came up with that number 0. And Dorian Hope, man, that next year, man, he was a star from there on out. You know,
Woo-hoo!
he
I
was a
like that.
star. Yeah, he was a star from because you had to teach him a little different. You know,
mm,
Yeah.
and once he honed in to what was being taught, it was a wrap. It was
yeah.
a wrap. Both sides of the ball. At first, we would, man, you're not playing no running back. That dude, we wanted to play running back. You know what I mean? But when we was at View Park, we needed him at. He played running back, corner, linebacker. You know, he was a superstar. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So yeah, that 0, that's where that 0 come from. In every organization, that's why we had number 0 in our organization. If you get number 0, you have to be special. You know
And
what I
you
mean?
and you notice that in the kids, like when you see the parents interact with them good and bad, when you was trying to coach up a kid and it wasn't clicking, but then you hear his mama come up or daddy come up and they cuss him out, he do it right away. You're like, oh, this kid is used to a little bit stern
Hmm.
style of getting shit done. So when you come so cool, it don't click. When you be like, hey man, I need you to run that line real quick, come back. He's gonna run a line and come back. But if you say, hey man, I need you to get your ass to that line and come back, oh, it's a different kid because they engineered a certain type of way. Where some
Hmm.
kids is pacified. You just say, hey man, I need you guys to just be cool and be free, have fun, get it done. They might do it. Cause like you said, you could shock them and being like, damn, what's this? I ain't never been yelled at. Like I'm a baby
Right.
at the house. I ain't grown at the house. Who you yelling
Right.
at? So sometimes like, send them kids that I was a must player when I first started, low key. But then
Mm.
I was banging though, you know what I'm saying? So they had to put me somewhere though, 'cause I was running through everybody. You had a name, if you've been playing for the demos for years, I start running through every. They start just lining dudes up just to see like, is it a fluke? Like, let me go get somebody from the junior midget real quick. See, yeah, okay. They like, is
Let me
something
tell you
wrong with
something.
you?
Listen, Coach Bills.
Yeah.
When I went to Western Michigan, right,
Hmm.
and we played against Florida State,
Mm.
in my sleep, all I can hear was dun 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 dun, 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 after the game.
All right.
And let me tell you something. When we played against the demos,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
I can hear in my damn head is DEMOS.
Yeah. East side,
It was the
Ghost Town.
same.
Hey.
Listen, it was the same feeling, man.
Yeah.
Like DEMOS. That's all you heard, and y'all was deep over there. Demos was deep.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the
And my
dem-
team.
I used to, listen. I still tell some of the Wilshire cheerleaders that the demo cheerleaders was the best cheerleaders in the King Conference. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
What's
Yeah.
wrong?
Hey,
Yeah.
listen. It was just that's just what it was. You know what I mean? Our
Hey, I,
cheerleaders and Baldwin cheerleaders was good. It was good, but
Yeah.
when you came to see the demos, they was damn near 30 deep. It was like a drill
Yeah.
sergeants or something like that. You know what I mean? On
Hmm.
every level, it was like 30, 40 deep.
Right.
yeah.
It was a lot of kids over. So that's why the demos got to get their program back going. They back this year. They AAU now, so hopefully
Okay.
it can get back to where it used to be. You
Very
know.
prestigious
You know,
program,
me and
man.
Donnie Bills are doing a documentary on the demos.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we're trying to get that
I
going. That's
seen
gonna be
Coach
great.
Tex today.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he was up there. He doing, as Cuddy Mack doing. Coach Tex, he said just come up there to watch that fine coach. He said he retired. Just come up to watch that fine coach. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
okay.
And then he came down there and was just watching me coach some shit up, sprinkling some games. So,
Right.
like I said, it's funny how things come full circle.
Huh.
You know how, like my coach and my mentor, I'm working with his son, or now I'm training my homeboys' kids and stuff. Like, who would have thunk it? You know, I say too, bro. I remember them camps. I do a lot of camps now. It's different, but I think I do all these things not to live vicariously through, but just to see where the cloth has gone, or
Mm-hmm.
to find the missing pieces and then sew them back together.
Right.
So, I remember the Mark Rick camps, bro. That was very synonymous. How everybody do 707 now. They be so excited to go, and it's this and this that. Like that's what I get from those vibes when we would go to that. Man, we were prepared to go to them camps. I'm talking about we'd get in the lab just because we knew we was going to the camp. It's gonna be some heat out there. You feel me? Like,
Sure.
yeah, those was the days.
Right. Hey, man.
Hey, Mark.
Wouldn't
Hey,
change it for
Mark.
nothing in the world. Yep.
Hey, let me ask you this. I got my last deep question because
Okay.
I saw, people, when y'all get me back in the game, y'all tell me what's going on and stuff. And since you mentioned our brother D1 and things like that, now
Uh,
when we came up, King Conference, like I said, for me on my journey, like Big Rondi, Big Ferguson, them was like some of the
mhm.
only fathers I had seen up until that point in my life. I was 10 then.
Right.
So I didn't see too many fathers, you know what I'm saying, on my journey.
Uh huh.
So now we come full circle and it's a gang of fathers, out here now.
Oh yeah.
So now I see it's a problem because cats don't like father coaches. Now, for me, outside looking in, it can be fixed. I mean, you the head coach. Give this dude a little clipboard. Let him just coach his son, especially if they like 7, 8, 9. No
Hmm.
problem.
Right.
But don't get like they be trying to make him like his first year father coach, like take the linebackers. Like he can't do that. And then they get mad because he's only into his son. But
Hmm.
I think it could easily be fixed and just give them cats a minor role. Let them interact with their son. You know what I'm saying? And y'all continue coaching the football team.
This
So
is. Let me tell you
that's all,
something.
yeah. So I'm seeing this already after you give me fixed. But like I said, I'm just now getting back out there. So
If you
let me
think that's
know
gonna fix
how it
this
is.
shit,
Yeah, like I
Look,
said, I'm
it's
only going from what I've seen in 3 weeks, Scotty.
I feel you.
it's
That's
been
involved.
going on for it's been going on for a while now.
I've been hearing.
Um, you know what? I coached my son's team, um, but at the same time, for me playing the game and knowing the game and things like that. Now, if you're not supposed to start or whatever, you're not starting
See, you
whatever.
Yeah,
different.
You know what I mean? But
yeah,
you have some fathers or whatever. They
yeah,
want their child to play. They want their child to play the most prominent position on the field,
yeah,
and they can't really get it done. So, but at the same time, when you do have those coaches, you have to go through protocol. You have to go through live scan. You have to go through the test of learning things and things like that. When you have those coaches, whatever, you kind of want to coach them up. You want to coach them up too. You know what I mean? And kind of let them see, like, listen, your child really such and such can't do that. It's a way that you talk to parents or whatever, because they high on their kids and things like that. When they can't meet that expectation, you gotta make sure you let them see what this is, why they can't meet that. Look at this player, and then look at what's going on
yeah,
with your son or whatever like that. you know but at the same time, you have to also let them know, like, if you're gonna coach, you have to coach the whole team. You can't just coach your son or whatever. And that
yeah,
have to be established in the beginning.
yeah.
So Mark was trying to say what I was saying, that a lot of cats they put themselves in coaching position because it's volunteer work for one. So some of these
Mhm.
organizations they don't have enough people who played ex professional athletes or guys who know football that devote time to this. Most of the time, us guys, we just live our life. We put so much time into it, so they need help, so they volunteer, and that's okay.
Yeah.
If I volunteer, I can kind of dictate and control, like you're saying, my son's reps. He could be the quarterback because I'm the head coach. Like, but their kid may
Yeah.
not be ready for this, but they're trying to get them
Yeah.
ready by
Uh-huh.
controlling their repetition early and being
Yeah.
at the helm. But then comes problem of parents seeing that you got your issues, and now this is nowadays, and then now people just up and leave because like it's a thousand other places, and they get there and it's a similar situation. So there's nothing wrong with the fathers coaching at all. Is
Mhm.
exactly what Mark is saying. There isn't someone who is coaching the coaches. This is volunteer work. I'm in
Yeah.
a different scenario where it's like I got Coach Hill, I got Coach Riggs, I got Coach Cuddy, where it's like I'm being mentored and I'm being groomed. Whether we set this up to be this way or not, I'm being groomed to do this. Whether it's me reaching out to it or y'all seeing that what I'm doing and giving a game, like that's a scenario, but this isn't everywhere. There's not someone helping these
Mhm.
coaches coach. They just trust in him because he know more football than the next person. And so your situation different because you actually have football experience. So if anybody's going to coach their kids, it should be you because in the parent group you have the
Yeah.
most football experience. They'd kind of give you that without any beef, and his son should be good. He went to the league. Like that little nigga gonna be hard. But if he's not, then like that's what you're saying. Where you got to just be realistic. But these dudes don't. They will run
Mhm.
little Joe to death just because they got the same last name. And the way they get out of this is coaches go by their first name now, so you don't know their last name and realize they got a kid on the team. You coach Anthony versus Coach Johnson, because then you realize, damn, Johnson getting the ball every play. Damn, that's Coach Johnson. Okay. Nah, that's the new play. Every coach I meet is by their first name now. Whereas I was taught that that's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
put two things for your last name. Like
Right.
niggas be like, Coach Don, nigga, I'm Coach Bills. Like that's how we coming.
Right.
Like they be, oh, I'm Coach John. Like, what's your last name? And you be like, oh yeah, my last name Riggs. Oh, okay, the running back last name Riggs. Oh, you must be Mark brother and your son on the team, so you running them to
Right.
death. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like that shit be crazy, Cuddy.
Yeah.
And listen, it's really crazy when you can have some coaches, they coach and then they had a squad that was okay. And
Right.
then I had a team, a coach, probably I think it was a 9U team. He was like, "Man, give me 1,500, man. I bring the whole team
Oh,
to the
yeah. It started
organization,
down like that.
to
So
the
he wants to pay
organization,
for registration fees.
to the organization." They said they would bring their whole team to the organization. I'm like, you serious? Like, you got to be out your rabbit ass mind.
Yeah.
He wants you to waive the registration fees, basically.
They want to bring their whole team for a fee.
That's what I'm saying. That's the way, basically waiving the registration fee. Like that's
Yeah.
the money y'all supposed to be paying to be registered. So I might as well just you ain't getting no money. Y'all just come play for free. I guess that's
Right.
what.
And that's why you can see all the, like, damn, you can see a whole team over there somewhere,
Yeah, yeah,
with the Ducks or,
yeah.
yeah. So I'm like, oh man, this is ridiculous. A
Or
lot of people don't want to coach. They don't want to coach. They want some already made kids. You hear me?
Uh-huh.
And that's what I thought we was all doing this stuff for, is to teach. You know what I mean? But they feel like it ain't no time for that. They want to win at all costs.
and
You
that's
know what
my
I mean?
sole premise. A lot of people be like, "Oh this, oh that," but it's like I stepped back from doing what I was doing in my life because I realized my purpose was to give this game back
Mm-hmm.
to the game that I got it from, and to the places that I got it from, and the spaces I got it from. Whatever comes else with this on top of it is deemed a blessing. But like the sole purpose, especially, is not to make money off registration or the back end or lie about jersey prices or, you know, extort niggas to bring your kids over there to play for your team because we know you ain't got a 12U. Like, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like the goal was supposed to be to cultivate and to
Yeah.
help these kids do better or get into if you did good to help them get to where you was. You might have went
Right.
to the league. Why you ain't helping little niggas get to where you went? 'Cause you got the game.
Right.
You see more often than not the guys that don't make it or made it close to give the game back because I can show you how to maneuver. without sliding back. You know what I'm saying? Once you get kind of out of sight, you out of sight. But a lot of these niggas don't coach, and then what happens is they rely on the kids who have trainers.
Mm.
Because the kids who have trainers, they're generally a little bit better because they're in a focused environment. But then you have the parents of the kids who, this is the second biggest issue other than daddy ball. It's trainer ball, right? You got the kid who trains, so he has a little bit of a curve on the other guy. So now you got the parent who kid don't train, like, so you only giving him the ball because he got the trainer and he whoopty whoop. It's like, nah, he actually is like better than your kid. So it don't got shit to do with the trainer. He actually nice because he's putting in the work X, Y, and Z. So some
Mhm.
parents they don't know about this wave of kids getting extracurricular work because back when I played, we'll go to a camp. Everybody would go or not somebody, now it's kind of a lot going on to where kids is finding ways. You got a speed coach. You lifting weights with a dude over here. You got a movement specialist at 9.
Mhm.
It's like, look, little bro, unstack your feet, straighten them up. This how you been. Or you playing DB. This how you hinge your hip at 8.
Right.
Talking leverage. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Talking how to chase to an upfield shoulder or when to undercut. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At 8. So of course he's gonna perceive to be better than your kid because he's in a constructive environment. This is no different than you taking your kid to go get tutoring somewhere else
Right.
other than school. Or if
Mm.
you got a tutor that comes to the house or he in a program that promotes the success of his mind, that's a choice that's made as a parent. So you can't get mad at the kid because he's getting extra work. But sometimes you see that too, where it's like you want to force the daddy ball, maybe, but the trained kid is doing a little more.
Right.
So now we got to kind of get real, bro. Like maybe we could kind of move some stuff around and get both the kids the ball. I don't like the personnel is the issue, and they don't find a way to use the kids. It's just run right, run left, QB draw. You know what I'm saying? Wildcat. It's like it ain't really no football being taught.
Right.
And that's
Well,
crazy.
hey, that's why we need more people to, after they finish playing or whatever the case may be, to get back out there and give back. It's hard. It's hard to do it because a lot of people don't want to because of it's not the kids, it's the parents. You know what I mean? At one point, shit, I didn't meet with the parents. I didn't talk to the parents.
Yeah.
At one point, when I was at View Park Prep, I didn't deal with the parents. You know what I mean? At all. When I went to West Adams, shit, I didn't deal with no parents. But then when I went to Animo South, I was looking for the parents. And that's high school. And I only had one parent volunteer to even come out the house to see what was going on. You know what I mean? So once the kids reach a certain level, it seemed like the parents kind of like disappear. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's the problem with what's going on in the city today. You know what I mean? Um, you know, like kids still trying to gang bang. Like
Yeah.
what? Are you serious? Like we see what's going on, man, and it's horrible. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think it's people in every area that can really like solve that issue because you got mentors in every neighborhood. You know what I mean? You
True.
have mentors. You have people to go out there and really embrace them kids, but they're not doing it. They try to dictate something, you know, to somebody, and they ain't even showed them no love. You hear me?
Hmm.
They trying to control something, and they ain't really tapped into them and really seen what's really going on. As
Right.
coaches, as coaches, we know kids from everywhere. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I still got kids calling me from that we coach, man. They from different hoods or whatever, and they play with dudes from different hoods, but they in jail. They best friends. You hear me? Because of they play with each other and they know each other. You know,
Right.
that's the sad part because once they get in there, it's like, damn, it's us anyway. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is
Hey man,
something that, yeah,
I had called you about it too, Mark, and you was like, "Yeah, you're supposed to do." Because Donnie Bills taught me this. He made me full circle. He was like, "Bro, you got to keep checking on us. Just because we don't play for you no more, you got to
yeah.
check on us in our twenties
That's
and
what
shit." And
you
bro,
did call
when
me.
I call
Yeah,
my cats from Inglewood or something right now, bro, they light up. They be like, "Oh, coach." They still call me coach, man. They be so pumped. They
right,
be like, "What's going on?"
You
They're
got to
like, "We
remember
chopping
that
the ball up."
everybody has that feeling of unimportance or feeling like a fallen god at some point. 1% make it, so there's 99% of the niggas out there is feeling like they didn't make it. So when you
right,
get that call from the people that showed you or motivated you, now it's a like deja vu to like regenerating what you was on because that was a point in time where you was on your shit. So when
Mm-hmm.
you get that call from that coach, it's like, damn, just whatever the conversation, it don't even have to be about football. It's just gonna turn that young man back up
Yeah,
in life. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like that fire again. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
yeah. When I hit Andre, etc., or Chris or somebody, they be like, "Oh," I'll be like, "I'm just calling, doing my job, bro." They like, "Yeah, that's right, coach." And we
Yeah.
just chop it up. That should be feeling good too.
Mm,
And I can feel that too. I can understand because when I get those collect calls, like
Hmm.
thanks, coach. You know what I mean?
right.
I understand now.
Yeah.
I just wasn't listening to you. You know what I mean? You had kids going to sleep on D1 couch. Just like I'm tired. I don't want to do this. You hear
Yeah.
me?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
but then we couldn't be there. You know what I mean? Because we have a life also. You know what I mean? I just feel like, man, we need a bigger program. I'm always sitting around thinking like it has to be something bigger, you know what I mean, that we have to do, like a bigger facility to where, they can tap in to get some help far as jobs or you know what I mean, something. We gotta come up with something to make it
Mhm.
bigger than just because a lot of kids they're not gonna have the grades to do it. Shit, I didn't play until 12th grade
Mm,
Mhm.
because of C average rules. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that cut me out. Until I decided to say, okay, well, shit, I got to get my shit together. I ain't played no football. My whole high school career.
right.
You
See, I
know,
didn't even know that. I thought you played all 3 years at Fairfax.
Hell no. I played one. Listen, I played one game at Fairfax as a 10th grader. It was a scrimmage game against Southgate. I threw a touchdown and I got an interception. We beat Southgate. The week going back to school, Coach Furlong was like, "Hey, Biggs, you're ineligible." So I was ineligible for 2 years at Fairfax. I didn't play until my senior year. You know what I mean? And I got eligible because shit, my homeboy Tone, Tone was a B average. I was at his house most of the time.
Yeah.
Tone was
Yeah.
a B average student. You
Yeah.
hear me? So
Hmm.
I got and I'm seeing Bean O'Brien and all them dudes in the Herald Examiner getting scholarship offers and shit like that. You know what I mean? I played against them all my life. And
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, let me get my shit together. You know what I mean?
That's
Going to Saturday school, night school, just to get eligible to play my senior year. You know what I
Mm,
right.
mean? So I was able to play and shit, do whatever that when I was felt comfortable with doing all my life. You know what I mean? Because the other shit it wasn't no loyalty there. I found loyalty around dudes that I grew up with, far as like the Wilshire class, and it only boils down to the other shit. You only boil down to three dudes that was really got your back, 3, 4 dudes. You know what I mean? You saw different shit the way it was moving. You know, so I can understand what a lot of them kids are going through right now, as far as being in the street. You know, but it's different now. They got this. They got the internet, and they doing a lot of stuff on the internet. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, it's different, man. And I just think everybody in every neighborhood can really tap into those kids that's, or those adults, those young adults. Tap in with them. You know what I mean? And like you said, see how they doing, and you know, shit, really find something for them to do because a lot of kids are lost. They lost right now, man.
Yeah.
They don't want to go and take the long route. They want quick stuff. They want things to happen quick, because they seeing a lot of things on videos, and you know what I mean, and it's not real. They feel like it's real, but some people got to come out and say, look, this shit is fake. I'm just doing this for the videos or whatever. You know what I mean? You got to work hard at what you do, regardless. Give me some of that food, man. I see you getting some food.
mm.
You know what I mean?
Get
Yeah.
you one of those
Hey,
internet French
Mark,
fries.
you going to Cancun?
No.
How's birthday?
Well, you know what? I need my passport. I
Think
need my
I got
passport.
Yeah, I get Jelani's, but man, I ain't got that much time.
Well, they say once you get, I guess you have to buy the ticket and then you can get it expedited or something, or
Yeah,
that's
that's
what I
right.
was told.
That's
But
right.
yeah, as long as they see the information, like you got the ticket or whatever, they'll kind of speed the process up.
Uh, God.
I need to get one. I be talking all this old, you know,
Yeah.
big time shit. I
Man,
didn't even have no
let's
passport.
give a shout out to our boy Gino Hall, rest in power.
Yes,
Man,
sir. Hey man, I seen them dudes when they was babies, man.
for real.
Man, that dude always made me laugh, Mark. I mean, every single year.
Hey, and every time you seen him, he had a smile on his face.
Always. Brody, bigger than mine.
Every
Always.
time. Yeah, every time you seen him, he had a
He
smile.
was funny, man. He used to come to my players and be like, "Oh, I remember you. I juked you in the second quarter. Oh, I remember you. I juked you in the third."
That's when you was at Inglewood, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Gino
all I
was
used
a
to
hog.
say. I
Yeah,
Gino was
love
a
Gino,
hog,
man.
bro.
He was always laughing, bro.
For real.
yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate, man. May he rest in peace, man.
Man.
Yeah.
So what's
Man,
good?
that's
What's up
crazy.
with the Mark Ricks Sports and Mentoring Program? Is it still in effect?
Well, you know what? I'm kind of up in the air as far as I don't know. I don't think we're gonna do the football this year, man. But I'm not really sure because I'm having I'm going back and forth, especially with everything that's going on, man. Um, because I be trying to say, I want the world to be great. I want the kids to be, you know what I mean. I want them to have an outlet. I want the kids who can't make other organizations to be able to play and learn and things like that. Um, that's what's keeping me like, okay, should we do it or whatever like that. But I know we're gonna do track for sure, and then I know we're gonna have the D Will 22 basketball. Rest in peace to my cousin Darnell Williams. He had a lot of things going on in North Carolina. I want to get that. I want to get that started too. We have the 14-year-old jerseys already, but I definitely want to get that going. As far as the travel stuff or whatever. As far as D Wheel 22, we need basketball, real basketball coaches. I don't want to I don't like doing something I don't know. You know what I mean? Like baseball coaches. We need baseball coaches or whatever. I don't want to coach baseball. I played baseball. I got MVP in baseball. I had an MVP in basketball too. Sixth and seventh grade. But I don't want to coach that because that wasn't my thing. You know what I mean? Because when August 1st came, I was a football guy. Simple as that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So um,
What other age group you gonna do in basketball?
we can do all age groups. We can, but right now I have the 14-year-old jerseys or whatever already ready to go. Um, but I definitely can get more. You know, I just said that age because I don't know. I just got that those age group or whatever. But we can definitely get more with no problem. You
Right.
know what I mean? Um, yeah. So that's where I'm at. Um,
That's what's up.
Also, make sure y'all follow Young Ricks. WLAB Young Ricks 10 on Instagram. My son. I'm not just saying it because he's my son. He's doing a lot of good things, a lot of great things for himself or whatever.
Say the name again. What is it?
WLAB Young Ricks 10 on Instagram. He's been since this pandemic, he didn't put down some music, you know. Elise and Marky, they've been doing their thing as far as the music and things like that. Since this pandemic, I didn't know nothing about the music, you know. So
Nah,
he's
that's
been doing pretty good with that. On top of continue doing his sports and his
Yeah.
acting stuff and things like that. So
And
shout
please,
out
Mark,
to
let's
Young Rick.
dispel this rumor, man. Like, you know how, like, especially the older parents
Uh
or
huh.
something, like, oh, y'all trying to have them playing football so y'all can live through them and all that stuff. But Brody, I'm seeing you getting behind Marky and his music.
Huh?
just as much as you got behind him in his football, in his
Yeah,
track, in his acting, whatever he wanted to do, Brody was 110%.
easy.
So let him know, like I said, it's not even about just him living your dream. Like I said, you want to help him achieve his
Yeah,
dream.
it's not. Listen, totally, it's not about me because you know what I mean. I did everything I wanted to do or whatever, and trust me, he's doing everything he wants to do. You know what I mean? Whatever he said he want to do, shit. You know, we doing it or whatever. And nobody told him to do no music. You know, his mom didn't say, at least didn't say do music. Go ahead, do a song, write a song. You know,
Yeah,
no, Mark doing everything he want to do. You know what I mean? When those acting roles come up, shit, he study his lines. He can easily say, I don't want to study. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? That's on him. You know, he writes his own music. He everything you hear, all the videos and all his stuff, and he put all his stuff together. How his vision is his vision. You know what I mean? So we don't hell no for what?
yeah,
We've done everything. I've done everything I wanted to do, and I'm
yeah,
continuing to do it. You know what I mean? This is his lane. This is what he wants to do. And if you don't get behind your child when they want to do something, you know that's shame on you. You know what I mean? There are fathers and mothers who wants to live, through their kids or whatever like that. But shit, I played football.
yeah,
Right. And one
You
thing
know
you
what I
said that was
mean?
real. If you don't get behind your kid,
Yeah,
yeah,
somebody else will and gonna change their mind because they just need support. So if you
right,
ain't supporting, somebody else gonna be like, look, little homie, you rap. I got a studio, bro. Let's get up in here. Now he living his dream, but with somebody else's influence.
right,
You gotta support it, at least be along the way.
right. He's doing everything he wants to do. And
yeah,
shit, I mean, shit, you can interview him. He'll tell you exactly what he wants. You
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah. We're gonna get him on here. Want to get him next week, Donnie?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we'll get him next week.
You
You
gotta,
on next
hey,
week?
you gotta listen. I'll give y'all his number. You know, Coach Bills works him out, so
Yeah,
y'all can ask him when he want to get on because you gotta set your appointments
you gotta
in
book me.
advance. You know what I mean, so he can prepare. I'm telling you, that's just the way he is. If he don't feel like he want to do, he ain't gonna do it. You know, you ain't gonna get a lot out of him. That's for sure. You gotta set your appointments ahead of time so he can
Set
prepare.
yourself up for success, huh?
I mean,
Yeah,
that's just what it is, man. He young, but he has his own go time. You know what I mean?
right.
He has his own go time. Look at him. You hear him? He's talking about for sure, for sure. I didn't tell him to say that. You see him? For sure, for sure.
Yeah,
You know. But yeah, he'll tap in when he needs to. Yeah.
Yeah,
right. So yeah, you got anything else, Donnie Bills?
man. I just say, shit. I just appreciate you for just laying the land, kicking doors down, man. A lot of
Man,
people they take credit, they give credit, but it ain't about that for me. It's just understanding that none of this would be possible if we all didn't do what we're doing or what we did.
Mm-hmm.
And shit, man. I just recommend we just keep putting the faith in the future and in the higher power, the man upstairs, and just keep these kids at bay, bro, because they gonna be running up in people's houses in 10, 12 years if you don't teach them
And they
nothing.
listen, they doing it now, man.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I had a whole secondary, man, in college. I was coached at Santa Monica. I had a
hmm
whole
remember
secondary, man, and them dudes was good, but they was on some bullshit. You hear me?
Mm,
Because they didn't have. Listen, if we was in their life like earlier,
that. Right,
they already had the skills as far as playing, but they came from some other shit where dudes wasn't, like what the fuck are you doing? Like what are you doing? You know what I
right,
mean? They didn't have that until I really showed up, and they was, what I mean? I can call them right now and really like get something out of them. Like, no, coach, respect. No, coach, I ain't doing nothing. I'm doing this. You know what I mean?
right.
So that's what you want, and I think we just need to tap into every coach in each area and tell them, we gonna have to do it. I see we gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
Coaches and mentors and stuff gonna have to do it to have, you know, their OGs or whoever they respect to get with them and really like wrap their hands around them and really come up with a plan, man. Far as because they want money, that's what it boils down. They want money,
Yeah.
you know. It's ways to get it out there the right way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like even with just think about the police officers, man. Think about the fire department. You know,
Right.
like how we gonna govern ourselves if we don't have nobody in there?
True.
Nobody wants to be no nobody wants to be police officers. Why? Why? We know us. We know us. You know what I mean? It's different when you get stopped by somebody look like you than somebody else.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we can have a conversation, we can be talking about something, and we loud and things like that, and we just generally having conversation. But
Right.
then somebody come that don't really know us from another community. They like, oh, they out there, they yelling, they about to fight, they this and that. You know what I mean? Because they don't really know us. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why we having a lot of problems as far as outside people coming in, governing our cities and things like that because they don't really understand us. You know, we need to be able to govern our own selves and
Right.
because I can know little little such and such from somewhere, and I run into him in the streets like, man, what the hell are you doing? And he can respect me enough to say, oh, I'm sorry, coach, I'm just tripping, my bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, damn, you caught me
Yeah.
out here. Like, I seen some kids that was on some bullshit. They see me and switch their whole game up.
Damn.
You hear me? Like, oh, coach, damn, you didn't see me out here to like, hold on. You know what I mean? And switch the whole bullshit up. You know what I mean? So it's something that we have to really tap in and really start talking about. It's a conversation. The
Right.
mentors and the coaches, we got to step our game up. We got to step our game up, and we got to come together and get somewhere. A facility. I've been talking about a facility forever, man. We got to get a big facility that's going to be able to service a lot of different stuff. Because our kids, not only are our kids suffering from I'm talking about the older kids now.
Hmm.
They don't know what's next after their careers over far as sports, and they don't know what's next.
Right.
You know what I mean? They run back to what they ran from in the beginning.
And then especially now with all that the NIL able to make money in college, they gonna be ragged on these young men. Men
Oh
that
my
do get
God!
potentially make gonna get caught up, moving too fast, getting extorted too early now. Cause you a freshman in college with $1 million deal, you might want to get your brand up. You'll get 20 million your junior senior year. You feel me? Versus going in there just being thirsty. So they need a lot of guidance, and I'm with you on that, man. When I opened a facility, I wanted to be in LA though. I don't want you to have to drive to Corona
That's what
or
I'm talking about.
drive to North Hollywood or
Yeah,
we got to be in the city
Calabasas.
with it. Yeah,
No, we want to be. We need something right in the city.
mentorship program, facility where the kids can do what they do. You know what I'm saying? It has to be done in the city. They
Yeah,
open it.
we want to be. We need something right in the city. You hear
Right.
me?
Yeah.
Right in the city. We don't want to take that. We don't want to take the one on one up that way because it's not doing us a service. Our kids are still suffering. You know what I mean? I get. Some of the parents take their kids out of the city and go to somewhere else. I get that. I understand why. I understand why. But we need to be able to get our own kids in the city and really tap into what's really going on. Because our reality is different from outside people. That our reality is different, man. And we can relate to what the kids are going through. You know what I mean? We can relate to it. You know,
Yeah.
That's
it's a
real.
lot. Listen, it's a lot of mental health going on, and we not even under. A lot of people don't understand it. They don't understand it. Now we got the commercials. We got the commercials. Latuda. We got
Yeah.
everybody know those commercials now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, listen, where I work, the age group now that's coming in there is 18 to 32. Why? Because a lot of our kids they using drugs heavy, heavy,
That's
heavy.
true.
Because they they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do with themselves. You know what I mean? They lost. They just out. They out here just, you know, it's a crapshoot. And
Yeah,
Uh,
it's gonna take the mentors. It's gonna take the coaches or whatever. It's gonna take the parents to really like if you got something going on and you seeing different behaviors in your child, you really got to reach out. You know what I mean, to one of the coaches, or you know what I mean, to where they can get to somebody, you know, to really tap in, man. It's all about communication in that, you know, as far as that too. So we got a big job to do. That's keeping me from saying no. I don't want to. I want to, you know, not do the program this year as far as the football and things like that. And I want to keep Wilshire going anyway because that's where we came from. You know what I mean? That's where
right.
I came from. You know, Wilshire. You know, and it was something that, you know, I did for a long period of time. You know, I wish I could have everybody from Wilshire tap in and run it. You know what I mean? It ain't about me. It's everybody. It's everybody that's over this way. Just like the demos. There's no way in hell the demos ain't supposed to be. You know what I mean?
They
Still
shooting all
thriving.
American up there and shit. They supposed to capitalize off that.
Yeah.
You know,
The one
JGL people gonna
organization
hold it down.
the one organization that's really thriving still is Baldwin. Baldwin, Carson, you know what I mean? They still thriving. Then you still have um Wilmington, but Inglewood still thriving or whatever. But over here, you know, it's just really Baldwin, and we, you know, we go out and hustle our kids up every year. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
you know, my heart is always with Wilshire, but my soul is with Pico Union for life.
I knew you was gonna say that. Hey man, hey look, I don't know who playing that when they hit Wadu on walking in from that sideline, man. I listen. I was always a fan of the game, and I always studied the older players, even when I was younger. You know, Stephen Hill. I used to see Stephen Hill play. You Darnell, Lamont Campbell. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Percy Pitts. I used to watch all them dudes play. Craig.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, uh, you know,
Sean Cartwright, it was icons.
yeah, yeah. I used to
Yeah.
watch all them dudes or whatever. But like I said, at LA High, them dudes was the sweetest. Nick, remember Nick?
Mhm.
Nick was the running back up there, man. Them dudes and Lance Gray, you know, them dudes was awesome back then. You
Uh,
know, so yeah, man, we just got to tap in.
Miss Porter's son was the biggest cat I ever seen in my life in a uniform.
Who was that?
No, not Miss Porter. Miss Porter's son, it was this dude who used to wear number 42 and the big old neck roll. He was on Shout out to the choppers, Londa, everybody, Young Rex. That was cool. I like that. Y'all like too that like when we was little, we had to get away from our parents, but our kids and us, like they like us around. Like me, you, Al, they want us around. That's just
Hey
crazy.
man, listen, he turned 14 now, so you know what I mean.
We'll
You know,
see.
Yeah.
think, hey, hopefully he
Why
can
you
still.
You
move like
see me?
that, Coach Bill?
That's the
Yeah,
shit you
I
need.
like
I fuck
I like
with it.
that. I like that. I like that. I like that.
I gotta work on it or something. What you talking about? Yeah, Rick?
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Now that's
So
crazy.
ain't gonna be official though till I get my boogie on in one of his videos.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Hey,
bring me and Scoob and Scrap out and all Minnesota brothers. Let's get it one more time.
hey, you need to tap. You need to tap in with him, man. They got some stuff. Hey, he got some stuff coming up, man. You probably can throw something together too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
Shout
was
out
hard
to TiVo too. I talked to TiVo too. He's cool.
Huh.
Yeah, I got my thing. Look, see, inspired by Young Ricks. See, full circle, people. You can learn from kids. I got my little stabilizer right here
Where is that? I can't see it.
on my camera shot. See it?
Uh-uh.
though. This shit froze.
You want to see me holding it? My shit's frozen.
Yeah.
You can't see me cutting?
I can see you frozen.
Right.
Oh, damn. What happened? I'm out.
Hey, oh, he gone. Oh, there you go.
Now,
All right.
Coming back.
you got me?
Nah, it's just black.
What?
Well, shoot, man. I thank y'all for having me on, man.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And I'll tap in with y'all tomorrow, man.
All right.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Salute.
All right. For
See y'all
sure.
Love,
next
bro.
week.
Have a good night.
Yep, yep.
Oh,
Peace.
there you go. Peace.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see it?
Oh yeah, I see it.
Oh, you got a little
Yeah,
gimbal
see it?
stabilizer.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I see you.
Oh
That's how
yeah,
you
you in the game with that. Cuddy, you
Oh
got a
I'm in
gimbal.
yeah.
the game, Cuddy. Yes, sir. See? You know, iron sharp as iron, Cuddy, at any age.
Right.
Shout out to young Tebow for kicking the old cat game.
All right,
Remember,
y'all. All
remember
right.
I had that big ass harness.
I'm out.
All right,
Hey.
Mark.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.